My name is Tejas Patel, and I'm a registered migration agent here in Aussizz Group. So I'll be doing the session, which is a lucky last session today, on tourist visa. So I'll be covering up different stream of the visitor visa. I'll be covering up the definition of GTE, what that means, and why it's important for every applicant who applies for the visitor visa to make sure that they apply in the right stream and they also meet the definition of GTE. It has been wonderful 5 days for the Aussizz Conclave 2022. So it's an Australian Migration and Education Conclave 2022. From Monday to Friday, we have had nearly 35 different sessions conducted by nearly 30 plus migration agents and education counselors on different topics, including from skilled migration to employer-sponsored and partner visas to state nominations, student visas, and many more. And today I'll be covering up the last session for myself, which is a visitor visa. Even though it might sound very easy to understand what is visitor visa, it's just a visa to visit to Australia, but it's very critical and important to make sure that you apply for your visa in the right stream for the right purpose. So you need to make sure that your intention of this visa is meeting the ultimate goal. So if you're coming to visit someone as a relative or friends or family, then obviously you can apply under the normal visitor visa, which is a tourist stream. If you're coming under the family sponsored, that's a different stream. So I'll be covering up all these streams eventually. First of all, there are two different streams. Number one is 600, that is a normal visitor visa, and number two is a 651, that is an e-visitor visa. 600 is available to everyone, whereas 651, which is not available to everyone, that's only applicable to certain passport holders only. Normal visitor visa 600 allows you to stay in Australia anything from 3 months, 6 months, to 12 months. There are 6 different categories which you can choose from applying onshore, applying offshore, family-sponsored, business visitor stream, approved destination status stream, frequent traveler stream as well. So I'll be covering up all the streams in detail in next slides. All right, so let's get on with the normal visitor visa stream. So what is visitor visa? It's a tourist stream. This visa allows you to stay in the country as an Australia as a tourist, to see your family, your friends, or for the purpose of other than conducting the business or medical treatment. So this visa does not fit your purpose if your intention is to come and do business meetings or come and do medical treatment. There are separate visas for that. So this is only for the visit. This is only for you coming to Australia as a tourist. So if you have family or friends who's coming to Australia to visit you, family members as in parents, brother, sister, cousins, whoever, uncle, aunt, grandfather, they will be falling under this category. But if they coming here to meet someone for a business purpose, then obviously they will be falling under this different stream. This visa grants you up to 12 months duration. Every 3 months you can, obviously it's 3 months each arrival. If you've been sponsored by a family member, such as who is a PR or citizen, then parents can get up to 3 years, which with each arrival you can stay up to 12 months. So there will be a condition on your visa, which is total stay 12 months out of 18 months. But nowadays we are also saying 3 years of visa grants for a lot of people who are on a 491 visa, and they're inviting their parents as well. The only difference is in that 3 years, obviously you don't have to renew it every 6 months or 4 months, but you can only stay 3 months. So after 3 months, you'll have to either exit the country or you have to apply for a different visa while you're in Australia. If you apply within Australia, obviously the fees are different. If you apply from offshore, the fees are different. So it depends on your location. When you apply for your visa, the fees will be different. Purpose of this visa is obviously to visit family, friends, to have holidays. If you want to apply for a different visa, then obviously you have to explore what are the other options you have being on a visitor visa. You have to make sure that you understand your condition. So this visa is intended to come to Australia as a genuine visitor. What is genuine visitor? So obviously your intention to come to country is just to be a tourist, visit different place, visit your family or friends, or visit particular place, and then you go back to your home country. Another key aspect is obviously you have enough financials to support your stay and travel in the country and out of the country. You must not work in Australia because there is no work on this visitor visa. So if you do work, that's a breach of your visa condition. So your visa can be cancelled. You must be outside of the country when you apply and when you decide when they finalize the visa. But after coming here, obviously you can apply for the extension, as in the different visitor visa stream, if you want to apply for that. How long you can stay, it can be depending on the intention of the application. So normally it's 3 months, in some cases 6 months, some cases 12 months. But normally Department of Home Affairs will grant it up to minimum 3 months and up to 12 months. If you are a parent of an Australian citizen or permanent resident, or you want to invite your parents being an Australian citizen or permanent resident, then they can get up to 12 months each arrival. So normally they get visa up to 3 years, and they can stay 12 months without leaving the country. There will be a condition on the visa which stops them to stay more than 12 months out of 18 months. So totally 3 years time. The maximum duration out of 3 years they can stay in the country is 2 years. If they want to stay longer, then obviously they'll have to explore different visa options. One of that could be a sponsored parent visa or other permanent parent visa as well. So 870, 143, 804 different visas. If you want to stay on a visitor visa itself for a longer period of time, then obviously you have to apply for a different visa, but then you have to make sure that your current visa does not have a visa condition which says no further stay. Number is 8503, obviously. You can apply for the waiver only in a limited condition. They were, as in Department of Immigration, were waiving of this condition last year, or last year, I would say, during the COVID time. But then eventually, as the borders are opening up, it's unrestricted movement now. So eventually, the reason of you applying for the waiver is difficult. So unless and until you have a severe medical condition which you might have developed after coming to Australia, and you want to apply for a medical treatment visa or different things, then only they might approve your no further stay waiver. Key obligations for any 600 visas, including the other stream as well, that no work, maximum 3 months study. If you want to study, you have to apply for a new visa, which is 500. So you can study up to 3 months, short courses, but then if you want to study 12 months, 2 years, 3 years courses, then you need to go on to the student visa, which is 500. You also need to make sure that you have adequate health insurance. So we'll cover up the health insurance part later on as well, but then you should have overseas visitor health cover, OVHC, by approved providers. A lot of people obviously bring in the overseas health covers with them as well, but I normally recommend to have the health insurance from Australian companies itself, because if anything happens while you are in Australia, it is much easier for you to process the claims while you're in the country rather than dealing with your insurance company who is overseas. There will be a no further stay in some of the visas, obviously 8503. There will be a condition that you must leave the country before your visa expires. And obviously, you need to make sure that you follow all these conditions. The 8558 is a non-resident, which I just covered up earlier, which is you cannot stay more than 4 months out of 18 months, even if you are permanent residents' parents or citizens' parents. Health insurance, obviously being a visitor or temporary visa holder, you are liable for your own medical health insurance in Australia. Australian government does not cover up your medical cost, even if you are in the country. So insurance can help to limit your financial liability if you get sick, you run into accident, or something happens to you while you're in the country. So you should have relevant medical health insurance in regards to secure your health future in Australia while you're visiting. We have someone from Aussizz, Mr. Aussizz from NIB later on joining us as well. We'll be covering up some part of the health insurance, which health insurance products are suitable for you depending on your requirements, because health requirements will be different for age groups. So if your parents are coming, obviously their health package should be different. If your cousin or your sister or brother is coming, they're younger, then obviously their health requirement will be different. Obviously, visa labels, the Department of Immigration does not issue the visa labels anymore. So they're all e-visas. So there will be no stamp on your visas anymore. So you just need to carry the passport and your visa copy, which is normally the e-visa. The second stream we'll be covering up today in the Vista Visa section is the sponsored family stream. So this is a stream which is not covered under the normal stream. So if you, this is basically a stream which allows you to sponsor your family member to come to Australia. Normally they can stay longer, but depends on the date specified on the visa grant letter. Department of Home Affairs decide how long they can stay, depending on the reason you want to invite them and the reason they should be staying here and stuff. But if the visa is expiring, then they don't have any other option, because under this particular stream, the sponsored family stream, there will be a condition of no further stay. So you'll have 8503 no matter 3 months, 12 months visa, and you won't be able to apply for the waiver in most of the cases. So you should not seek for this visa if you're a normal, like a frequent visitor, or you want to apply for a normal visitor visa and you don't have any issues in terms of your GT or any other. I'll cover up that later on as well. But if you don't have anything in regards to your visa rejections or any issues, and you're not required to pay any government bond, then you should not be applying for this particular visa. You should be going with the normal Vista visa stream. Third stream in the normal Vista visa is the approved destination stream. This is not for general applicants, as in when I say general, not for every citizens of different countries. This is specifically designed for Chinese citizens visiting in organized tours, which are through approved travel agents. So this is only for the group travels. So it does not apply to you in general, unless and until you fall under this category and you are watching this from China. Obviously, the time duration could be 3 months. It depends on the Department of Home Affairs and obviously your travel agent, what are the tour plan and all this kind of thing. But it is normally a single entry, or it can be a multiple entry as well. They must be in China when they apply for this visa, and also when they grant this visa. This visa is only for the genuine visitor. Obviously, every visitor visa is for genuine visitor. So to apply for this visa, you need to be a GT compliant. Another important stream is the business visitor stream. So this stream applies to the people who are coming to the country to do general inquiries. So if you, let's say you work overseas, or you're based overseas permanently, obviously, and you want to come to Australia to do a business meeting or a small tour, employment inquiries or investigation into a different business contract, or meet officials, all those kind of things, or you want to meet the government officials or take part in any trade or conference, which you cannot apply for any other visa, then you would be able to fall under this category. You obviously can't work legally in Australia. This is purely for the people who wants to do a short visit, just for this part of inquiries. You cannot sell any goods or services directly to the public. You cannot just walk out on the street and sell your items, as in your services or your products. This is purely if you want to be part of any big trade fair, big conference, government visit, any normal business meetings for any kind of arrangements or anything like that, then you should be applying for this particular visa. If you want to work in Australia, then this visa is not for you. Even if it's only for 1 month or 2 months, there is a different temporary visa which you should be seeking for if you want to work in Australia, sponsored by the company which you're working overseas. This is also a temporary visa. Dates will be deciding on your conference or depending on the general visit purpose. So when you apply for your visa, you should be giving what dates you want to travel on and what is the purpose of the visa. Support that with different documentations, including your arranged meetings, your visits, all those kind of things. This obviously, as I mentioned earlier, this visa allows you to do a business in Australia, but you cannot normally extend it unless and until there's no further stay on this visa. And also, if you want to apply for the extension, you need to look for a different visa, which includes 600 normal visa. We have seen the cases where there is, let's say, a delegation come from overseas for a short-term business visit, and then after that they want to stay over for another, let's say, 4 weeks just to visit Australia. So they might have to change the purpose of the visit. If the current visa is expiring, then apply for the normal 600 stream, and then you can extend your time to stay and do holidays here. You need to demonstrate enough funds, obviously, to come, stay, and go back to your home country. You can't work or provide any business services or any products directly to the public if you're holding this visa. There is another visa stream in the normal visa stream, which is a frequent traveler stream. So this was designed specifically for citizens of China who normally comes frequently to Australia for business or personal reasons. Significantly higher cost because they would process it within a certain period of time. It's more of like a fast track, and it allows you to have long-term visitor visa as well. This visa grants you up to 10 years. So obviously you can have 10 years visa and you can enter into the country every 3 months. Once you enter in the country, every 3 months, you can stay up to 3 months. This visa also makes sure that you need to meet the temporary visa holder requirements, which is the GT requirements, and you need to demonstrate that you have enough funds and reason to study, reason to visit Australia. So that all 6 were the normal stream, 600, and then there is a second stream for the any visitor visa is an e-visitor stream. This does not fall to a lot of our viewers, to be honest, because this is only limited to certain country holders. So if you fall under, I'll show you the list of countries which are eligible for this e-visitor in next slides. But this visa is basically for absolutely same reason of normal 600 visitor visa. It is also up to 3 months. You can study up to 3 months. You can visit. You can also visit as a business visitor as well. This is a temporary visa. Some cases they can grant you up to 12 months. This is a multiple entry as well. So you can leave the country, you can come back anytime you want. E-visitor normally starts from the date it is granted. If you want to have further stays, you might have to change the visa if you are in Australia. That could be a normal stream 600. Luckily for these applicants, there's no cost for this, so it's free. These are the countries which are eligible for basically e-visitor visa. So mainly from Europe, they are eligible for the 651 e-visitor. It is normally granted within hours, if not days. And this is absolutely free. They can come to Australia for 3 months. And if they want to stay over, they might have to apply for a different visa, depending on the reason. If they want to study, apply for a student visa. If they want to work, apply for the work visa if they're eligible. If they want to just extend the stay, then apply for a normal visitor visa for another 3 months. As I was mentioning about the health insurance requirement. So we do have our own portal, which is Get My Policy. You can just jump onto the portal. Depending on your requirements, you can compare your policies. It could be for yourself, it could be for your family member or your parents. So it gives you different options in terms of which policy is suitable for you. This is a link for Conclave reviews. So we have done nearly 35 sessions over the last 5 days. So if you have attended any of the sessions, including today, and if you find it useful, I personally recommend and please, request you to leave your reviews on this particular link. It helps us with the feedback to improve and plan our next events and stuff. Now I'll just quickly go back to here. And before I take any questions or anything, I just wanted to touch base on the definition of the GT, because for any visitor visa, the GT is a core component. So when we talk about genuine temporary entrant, this GT applies to every applicant who is applying for the visitor visa, student visa, and even for it to the TSS visa as well. So in the GT, normally you need to demonstrate that you are coming to Australia for genuine temporary purpose, which means your intention to come to Australia is either visit, study, you have enough funds to support your stay, and you'll be going back to your home country after your studies or after finishing your visit. Now, how you can make your application more stronger is obviously by providing additional documentations or information. So what department also looks for is they look at your financial aspects. So what is your annual income? What kind of funds you have available in your bank or savings or stocks or anything in financials aspects? What are your family ties back home? Do you have family there? Parents, other family, extended family, kids, anything like that? Or you can also, they also look at your employment prospects. That are you currently working? What is your annual salary? What are your chances after finishing your studies, you'll go back to your home country and eventually you'll be getting that job back, or you'll be getting a higher paid job. And also they'll look at your overall travel history as well. So if you are applying for, let's say, Australian visa first time, and you have never traveled, you have not got good financials, you have not got any family members here or there as well, as in small family, there are chances your Vista visa can be refused on the grounds that you are not a GT compliant applicant, which means, according to the Department of Home Affairs, you may not go back to your home country. You might apply for a different visa after coming here. So that's how they normally screen the applicants depending on multiple factors such as financials, family ties, employment ties, economical situation in your home country as well. Unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of refusals from Sri Lanka at the moment and some of the other countries which are going through some of the rough times economically. So it's the same situation for most of the visa refusals, where they just give you pretty much same reasons that we don't think you will go back to your home country because of your overall situation, as in the economical situation in your home country and your personal situation as well. But again, if you want to make your application much stronger, then I would recommend you to go through each and every of this aspect and provide as much as possible documents and information you can. Because a lot of people take it very lightly that it's just a Vista visa. It will be granted. There's nothing going to happen because it's a Vista visa. My intentions are genuine. But then your intention should be reflecting on that application as well, which means you need to provide as much as financial documents, property valuations, CS certificates, anything which shows you have assets in your name. Then you provide your employment documentations. It could be your income tax returns, employment certificate, pay slips. If you are self-employed, provide your business documents as well. And then third thing is about family ties. So provide all your other family members' birth certificate, marriage certificate, as much as you can provide about the families, photos, whatever. Fourth is obviously overall economical situation in your home country. Provide as much as employment outcomes as well in the home country. What are your next 5 years or 10 years projections? These factors obviously helps in general to make your application much stronger, and it reduces the chances for departmental officer to refuse your visa, because you are basically giving them no option to refuse, but to grant your visa because you have met all the legislative requirements. So GT is very core component, especially even if you are applying for your partner. I've seen a lot of students here in Australia who are on international student visas applying for a Vista visa for their partner because they got recently married and they're still getting refusal. Obviously, their intention or their understanding is, oh, I have a student visa, why shouldn't they get this Vista visa? But it doesn't work out that way. It always look at the GT. The reason of refusal for most of the Vista visa will be a GT. So you have to be very careful when you apply for your Vista visa that you meet all the GT components. Applicant who are applying because they have parents, like the kids are citizen or permanent resident. So someone who's applying from Australia for their parents, that's a different situation, because the applicant's parents are citizen or permanent resident. But if you don't have anyone who is a citizen or permanent resident, or you are a temporary visa holder and you're applying for your partner or parents, then you should make sure that you meet all the components of this GT. Otherwise, your visa can be refused and it can be an issue in terms of all future visa applications. I'll take on few live questions. I'm not sure if Aussizz is here yet, but that's fine. Let me see. All right, so I've got a question from Ramesh. He's asking, I'm recently married in India. My wife left work as the company isn't giving 2 months leave. I need to lodge Vista visa for my wife. What are the options I got? So Ramesh, there are multiple options, obviously, in terms of which visa you'll be eligible for, your wife. So first of all, I need to know if you're a permanent resident or citizen, or you are a temporary visa holder. If you're a temporary visa holder, then I would recommend to have all the angles met in terms of the GTE before you're applying for your wife's visa. If you're a permanent resident or citizen, again, you'll also should be providing the employment documents before you apply for her visa. Because I've seen cases where even the spouse of the Australian citizens or permanent residents getting refusals on the grounds that they're not employed at the moment, or they might not go back after 3 months because your application intention was just to visit your spouse. So if you or applying for the spouse visa onshore, whereas department does not encourage that you come onshore on visitor visa and then apply for the spouse visa. The pathway for you could be, if you're a citizen or permanent resident, that you apply for your partner visa first and then apply for visitor visa. That will be granted, and then eventually she can come here for 6 months, and then she would be able to apply for another extension of 6 months if the partner visa is not granted. But if you are on a temporary visa, then I would recommend you to make sure that you meet all the GT requirements before you lodge your wife's application, because if she gets refusal, that will come into the issue every time she applies for a new visa. So it's better to be 100% sure right now rather than getting the refusal and go through all the trouble in the future. If you need any assistance, you can visit any of our offices. They can assist you with GT as well as the whole visitor visa application as well. Someone asking about what are the documents required for visitor parent visa, and can I apply for my parent's visitor visa while I'm in a bridging visa? How can we show the traveling history? Is it just a passport for? Normally, the visitor visa documents would be depending on the applicant's age or the overall situation. If it's for parents, obviously main documents would be identity documents, some of the financial documents as well, and the marriage certificate, your document as a sponsor or invitee. So you should be providing your identity document, your visa documents, your residential evidence, which shows that you have house here where they will be staying, your financial documents as well, which shows that you have also funds to support the travel if they have any issues. Meanwhile, having said that, they should be also providing their own financials as well. They should not just rely on your personal documentation. So both of you should be providing the financials as well as the identity documents and other residential evidence. Yes, Ramesh, so you are bridging visa for 485. Look, to be honest, you are on temporary visa, so I would not recommend you to apply for your wife's visitor visa because most likely it can be refused depending on her economical situation back overseas. So it's better to apply for her 485 extension as well once you get through yours, because there is no GT requirements under the graduate visa. So anyone who is watching this video will be watching later on as well. That's another point where if your visa is refused on the grounds of GT because you applied for your spouse while you are on a student visa, then you should not try the student dependent again or another visitor visa because it will be most likely refused. But you should wait for your study to finish, apply for your graduate visa, and then apply for your wife's or your partner's graduate visa as independent visa, because there is no GT requirement in that, and it will be easier for you to get through rather than any temporary visa. Can I come on visitor visa and apply for student visa? RN, well, I'm sure. Mary, it depends on your country of as in the passport. So some visa holders get through visitor visa quite easily because of multiple factors. But yes, if you come to Australia on a visitor visa, eventually you would be able to transfer that into a student visa as long as you meet all the GT requirements as a student. So if you are an RN, let's say, and you want to apply for a student visa to study something different, then you have to demonstrate all the factors that how it's going to be useful after going back to your home country, how it's relevant to your previous studies as well, and how it's going to change your future prospect in terms of either earning, personal life, career-wise, and everything. So as long as you meet the GT for student visa as well as the visitor visa, so you can come to visit Australia and then apply for a student visa if you wish to study something else in the future. How can we show the travel history? Is it just the passport photos of the exit? Yeah, so you have either that option as a showing passport photos of exit and entry stamps, or you can also provide your visa granted notices. So a lot of other countries issue obviously either e-visas or visa labels. So when you apply for visa, you should be scanning all 36 pages, providing all the details about your travel. So that will just give enough information to the department that you have good travel history. You will be a genuine visitor. After visiting the country, you'll be going back, basically. All right, so I think there's no further questions. That's pretty much it for the Vista Visa, to be honest, guys. But if you have any questions, you can still leave your questions on this comment section. And also you can watch this video as in later on through YouTube as well. And you can share it with your friends or family if they have any questions about GT or Vista Visa. And also, if you have any updates or need more information about insurance, you should also go on getmypolicy.online. It gives you information about general visitors as well as students. So this is for your parents who is coming to Australia on a visitor visa, and also someone who is on a student visa or any other visas as well. So that can help you to get the right policy as well. If any questions or any further comments, you can leave into this comment section, so you can get in touch through social medias anytime. But I hope this session, along with other sessions, have been very useful to you guys. If you have any feedback, do share it with our team. Will definitely help. It will help us to make sure that we keep improving our sessions. And thank you very much for joining us today. It was a pleasure. Thank you.